Hey everyone, this is our Capricorn. Today I will be discussing the biggest fears Capricorns have about relationships. When you are in a relationship or trying to get into relationships, we all have valid fears and feelings about the other person or just the relationship in general. All of these feelings are completely normal, and there's nothing wrong with having these feelings, but it's also important to be able to recognize and possibly try to overcome these fears about relationships, because not every relationship needs to be feared. There is so much beauty and growth that can come out of being in the correct relationship that sometimes you just have to get over your fears and just go for it. Sometimes you just have to put everything else aside and just take a risk. And yes, relationships, to me, in my opinion, are risks. The outcomes can either be positive or negative depending on who is involved in a relationship. But in this video, I'm just going to be focusing on the common fears that Capricorns have about relationships. It is also possible that other people, other zodiac signs have these same fears, because at the end of the day, we are all human. We all have emotions. We all feel things. So these are just some of the fears that I feel are prominent when it comes to Capricorns and relationships. Capricorns do not want our vulnerability being taken for weakness. It is already hard for Capricorns to open up and be vulnerable with others. And one of our biggest fears is definitely having our vulnerability being taken for granted. And honestly, this should be no surprise when it comes to Capricorns. This is honestly one of the reasons why Capricorns do make it so difficult getting close to us. We are really a group of people who honestly take the time to get to know people before letting them into our personal space. Capricorns are definitely analyzing and sometimes over-analyzing you before we even get comfortable around you enough to let you know our deepest secrets or what we really feel in our mind. If the time comes and if we feel comfortable enough around you, Capricorns will open up to you and you will start to know way more about that Capricorn. And honestly, if a Capricorn does open up to you, just know that that fear is still there. We're still watching you and still trying to see the way that you're moving after we have let you into our space and into our personal lives. But doing so is honestly okay with a Capricorn, because we are great at learning our lessons. So not saying that every time a Capricorn opens up to somebody that we're let down or things don't turn out the way that we want them to turn out. But if we do go through something with someone and our vulnerability is taken for granted, we are able to learn from it and grow. We're able to be more cautious the next time in order to not let that happen again. We're very good with our discernment and we use it. We use our wisdom, we use our discernment, and we use the knowledge that we gain throughout life. This is what makes a Capricorn so special. But naturally, if you are ever vulnerable with somebody and it's taken for granted, you're not going to be so quick to show that side of yourself to somebody else without overthinking it first. Capricorns have a fear of being stagnant. Capricorns never want to be placed in a situation or be in a relationship where we feel like we're not moving forward. The whole goal in life for a Capricorn is to be always thriving and shining and doing things that we have to do to get where we need to go. And honestly, being stagnant and being in a relationship that doesn't have any benefit to our life is the biggest fear for a Capricorn. When Capricorns are in a relationship, I do have to admit that it's important for us to find that balance between doing what we have to do personally to achieve our goals and to move forward, and showing our relationships the affection and the attention that they do need. That is something that a Capricorn has to do with intention. But at the same time, Capricorns doesn't need anybody in our lives who is just going to just be a paperweight or somebody who is not going to be moving us forward or trying to better our lives. Capricorns, our motto is I use, and people take that phrase as like Capricorns use people and Capricorns just try to get over, or we have a by any means necessary approach to the things that we want in life. I use for many Capricorns is using the resources that we have to get what we want. having beneficial relationships in our lives that are going to progress us and have us thriving and have us motivated to get where we need to be in life. That is what a Capricorn uses. Capricorns will use resources to get where we need in life. And also, we use those resources to help others move forward in their lives. Capricorns are not a stingy sign. If we know something, if we know some type of knowledge, we are going to give it. We are going to try to teach people. We are going to try to give people knowledge that we have, and we are going to try to help people better themselves. That is the good thing about a Capricorn. And so if you're not being beneficial in our lives and just being a light for us and being a safe space, Capricorns honestly don't see any need for you in our lives, and that's just the honest truth. We don't have any time to babysit anybody or to baby anybody in general. We need somebody who is going to be by our side, who is thriving and who wants to move forward and who has goals, somebody who is not stagnant. Capricorn needs that. We need somebody who is going to be ambitious, because honestly, Capricorns cannot fathom the thought of anybody in our lives getting in our way of what we have going on. Because to a Capricorn, failure is not an option. Even if a Capricorn may be stuck at the moment, they're not going to be stuck for long. Capricorns are the most resilient sign of the whole zodiac, and I don't care what anybody has to say. Capricorns are great with our comebacks. We are great at picking ourselves up and dusting ourselves off and just moving on like nothing ever happened. And honestly, those are the type of people that Capricorn want to keep in our lives. Those are the type of people who are going to be moving forward and who are not going to cause any stagnant or friction or chaos in our lives, because you cannot be a chaotic person and think that you're going to stay in the life of a Capricorn. It simply will not happen. The next biggest fear that a Capricorn has about relationships is putting our all in and getting nothing in return. Obviously, this is about Capricorns not receiving the reciprocation that we desire in our relationships. And honestly, this should be embedded in any type of relationship that you have with another person. Honestly, Capricorns do not want to put our all into something and not get anything in return. Whatever we do, we want to do it the right way, and we want to make sure that everybody is comfortable around us. And just know, it's important for everybody watching this video to know that is dealing with the Capricorn, that we are not going to put our energy into anything that we do not feel like is going to be worthwhile. We don't have that time. So if a Capricorn is giving you our all and giving you our energy, Capricorn sees something in you that we do not see in anybody else to give you that position in our life. And so it's just important for you to appreciate that Capricorn, be considerate of that Capricorn, because Capricorns are very considerate of those who we care about and the people that we have in our lives. So if a Capricorn knows that we cannot put our best into a relationship or into you as a person, then Capricorns would rather not waste our time or your time. It's just honestly time to move on at that point, because like I said, Capricorns are going to have no problem placing our energy into something that we deem as worthwhile. And if we don't deem it as worthwhile, then it's honestly just probably time to move on. But reciprocation is definitely one of Capricorn's biggest fears, because when Capricorns love, we do love hard. Capricorns, honestly, like, you wouldn't expect a Capricorn to be so lovey-dovey and attentive in relationships. And we have our moments. Yes, we're busy. Yes, we have things to do. Yes, we're shaking and moving. But at the same time, Capricorns do have a lot of love and affection to give when we are in relationships. And one of our biggest fears is opening up, giving our love to somebody and not getting the same in return. We are very honest and loyal when we are in relationships. And so naturally, we expect the same from whoever we are giving our time, love, and affection to, obviously. And as a Capricorn, those were just a few of the relationship fears that I feel like Capricorn has, and also that Capricorn can get over. Like, you can work on those things. If you're feeling that type of way, work on yourself, work on bettering yourselves. But I know there are many Capricorns watching this video, so down below, let me know what are some relationship fears that you have had and how did you overcome them? I really want to hear what you guys have to say about this topic down below. And also, I cannot end this video during Capricorn season without saying happy birthday to all of the Capricorns who have had birthdays in the month of January so far. My birthday was January 9th. No, I did not post last week. I had a lot going on. I had a lot of reflection to do for myself. I just hope everybody had a great birthday who has celebrated. And those of you who are going to be celebrating in the upcoming weeks, happy birthday to everybody. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more videos, and you'll be sure to hear from me soon. All right, bye-bye.